Good morning. It's Tuesday, 29th October 2024. My name is Vijay. Please welcome to it another episode of Pre-Market Commentary, where we discuss what happened yesterday and what is likely to happen today. Let's just go quickly into it. And the title for today's topic is that is it a dead cat? Okay. We will talk about the dead cat bounce and whether it is or whether it is not a little later, but quickly running through what happened yesterday. So Nifty last week was one hell of a week for the bulls. It really killed most of the enthusiasm, if not all, and people were expecting things to be worse because the FIs were relentless entire last week, and so they came in with very, very subdued expectations. And lo and behold, the market turned as we were expecting that in the 5 week settlement, usually the fifth week is better than the fourth week. So now we have had a good start yesterday. So Shriram Finance, Adani Enterprises, they led the Nifty, mid cap, small cap. They were in positive. Incidentally, yesterday was one of those rare days when all the sectoral indices and the broader indices, all of them closed in the positive. So that is the kind of a broad-based rally it was. So you had Nifty, CNX 500, mid cap, small cap, micro cap, auto, IT, every sector and the broader market indices closed. So this is a point to be noted. So Nifty metal did well. Of course, in that the stocks which did well were Indian Bank and Canara Bank for PSUs. For a long time, the PSUs seem to be getting up. Maybe there is something there. Disclosure: we hold Canara Bank. Auto did also well, mainly because of Exide Industries. Then we had Realty, DLF. People thought the results are not good, but then it bounced back. FMCG advanced because of Dabur and Balrampur Chini, though ITC did not do too well. Lever did reasonably well. Wipro has been the surprise packet in the IT. In fact, it has been doing very well. And Laurus Labs in pharma. Uh, Surprising again because Laurus Lab reports poor results all the time, but somehow there is a big franchisee. Now, if you look at what FIs and DIs did, FIs sold more than DIs as far as the net selling goes. DIs got in only 1,400. So, which means yesterday institutional selling was about 2,000 and odd, approximately 2,000 crores. So, then who bought? That is what I call the third force. The third force I have always believed, and it has been repeatedly shown that it is the most powerful force. It is not the FIIs, not the DIIs. So the third force consists of various people, the PMS, alternate investment funds, ultra high net worth individuals, corporate treasuries, and the like. So they have come into the market. And when they come into the market, generally the markets become stable and they begin to move up. So that's a very, very good sign. Incidentally, even in the ADRs, all the ADRs went into positive territory for India, which is again a very, very rare sign, and it is a very, very welcome sign. So what happened to the equities overnight? Global Dow Jones, S&P, Nasdaq. Dow Jones did extremely well. At one point of time, it was about 350 points. It closed at 273 points or something. S&P, Nasdaq, of course, closed almost flat. European markets continue to be doing well. Incidentally, Bank of England in November, the first week when they meet, they are supposed to reduce interest rates. So now you have Fed reducing in November, this Bank of England doing it, and I think ECB will follow, and the likes everywhere around the world except India. Reduction of interest rates, which means more liquidity into risk assets. So invariably, we will get some of it. Commodities, oil crashed as expected because, as I said, peace has broken out. Normally, you have headlines called "War has broken out." In this case, peace has broken out. We've had positive sentiment coming out of the Doha meet between Israel, then Hamas, and Qatar, and so that should augur well as we go along, and which means lower oil prices, which means that much stress will be reduced on the Indian economy. Gold and silver struggled. Commodities didn't do great. So that was what it is. So today, what is the what to watch? Today, there are a lot of corporate actions. In Nifty, we have Cipla, Maruti Suzuki, Adani, Ports and Enterprises. Now, Maruti Suzuki will be very keenly watched because there was a news item yesterday that some 73,000 crores worth of cars were not being sold. They were pushed into the dealers for the festive season. There is no offtake. We will know from the commentary whether that is true or that is just only some speculative numbers. Maybe 73,000 crores worth of cars must have been sent to the dealers, but we don't know whether they've been sold or not sold. So that is the moot point. Incidentally, yesterday the four wheelers and two wheelers did not do well in autos, so yet auto index closed higher. So then the other stocks I would be watching for is Canara Bank. Canara Bank we hold, and Canara Bank, I expect it to come up with very good results in line with other PSUs. Then we have Deepak Fertilizers, we have Glaxo, Hindustan Construction, Hudco, which are very popular stock. Then we have Strides Pharma, again a popular pharma stock, Suved Life Sciences, and then in the lower segment we have V-Guard Industries and Voltas, which are again very popular. Engineers India is another one which I'm carefully looking at because again we hold that stock. So that is where we are on the earnings. So now let's come back to the main topic. Is it dead? Is it a dead cat bounce? So how can we say it is not a dead cat bounce? First of all, what is a dead cat bounce? A dead cat bounce happens when the markets continuously come down and suddenly one day the market shoots up. Now, the theory behind this is if you throw a dead cat from, let's say, a height, let's say a 10-story building, if you throw a dead cat, even that will bounce. So, a dead cat should not be bouncing. This is so the thing is that some bounce will be there even when there is no strength. In this case, even when it is dead. So, now how do we find out whether it's a dead cat bounce? Yesterday, I gave you a hint. Last October, I thought it was a dead cat bounce when we went into the November series, and then what happened? It made it. I became dead, or rather, I mean, it killed me because I thought it is and went on shorting, and I didn't short actually. I mean, I had my put options. I did not cover them. I did not sell the put options. So that created havoc in my portfolio last October. I showed you the graph also, very similar to what is happening now. Most people on the street think it is a dead cat bounce. Most analysts are suggesting to short this bounce. I mean, the minority, which I think the high probability this is not a dead cat bounce. And why is it not a dead cat bounce? What is the conditions for not being a dead cat bounce? Fundamentals. See, fundamentals, if you look at it, they are patchy. There's no doubt about it. The results are not that great, but they are not losses. You see, in the major stocks, there are no losses. There are no losses in Nifty stocks, for instance, or Bank Nifty stocks. Bank Nifty has been doing very well. This has been our favorite sector. That Bank Nifty will lead the Nifty. Bank Nifty will lead the market up. Of course, there are a lot of stocks which are not done well. They will continue to suffer. The micro caps, some of them are there. Even in the large cap, some stocks are there which are not doing well, which will continue to suffer. But overall, the index, if you're looking at, will be led by Nifty. Bank is what we believe, and a few other stocks, heavyweight stocks like IT and telecom, and to some extent Reliance. So fundamentals are not that bad. Technicals, we are highly oversold and we continue to be oversold even after yesterday's bounce. So there is still some more distance to go. And then we will again agree, disagree on whether it's a dead cat bounce, primarily on price. Liquidity. Now, liquidity will be surprised. Though yesterday FIs have sold this in the last 10 days, if you take the gross sales, this is the lowest in the last 10 days. Now, in the net sales, it may be going this way, that way, because the purchases vary. But as far as the gross sales are concerned, this is the lowest in the last 10 days. So, which means the selling is tapering, though you may not see it in the net component. So, that is a very, very good sign. And then you go to sentiment. Sentiment, if you ask anybody on the street, they are morose, they feel miserable, their portfolios are bleeding, and so they are taking revenge on the market, which means on every rise they are going to sell, and they will come to sell. So they got partial success yesterday because the Nifty, for instance, went up 300 points and fell off from there by about 150 points. So they'll again come back today. I expect the market will open in the gap and you will again see selling, and I think this time they will fail. Seasonality. I've been hinting on seasonality. Seasonality is very, very important. And November is the month when everything goes right for the market generally. So that is why we should be very careful in becoming negative in November. So let's look at, see, Bharti Airtel, the biggest In Nifty stock, which came up with results across the board, results are good. Whether you take quarter on year, you take net sales, EBITDA, EBIT, EBITDA margin, reported profit after tax. All of them are in the positive. Then you look at Sun Pharma, again, the one of the biggest pharma stocks in the index. Profit after tax is above, margin is above, revenue is in line, and EBITDA is above. So basically, Sun Pharma and Bharti Airtel have big heavyweights, have given good results. Then you look at our favorite PNB, which is the second largest PSU bank, extremely good results, profit after tax up by nearly 23%, NII is up by about 6%. Then you have Indian Bank, again, spectacular increase in profit of about 36%. Then you look at Motilal Oswal, which is hugely surprising. You look at the profit after tax is doubled, EBITDA is up by 100%, EBITDA margins have increased, and this is a bellwether for financial sector as far as the stockbroking is concerned. Look at Ambuja. The results look quite bad, but actually it's a turnaround story. So on fundamentals, if you look at it, everything looks very interesting, and I would say that one has to be very careful if one is trying to short this market. At least I won't short this. I'm buying on decline. We bought on decline yesterday. It has paid off. It didn't pay us off on Friday. It paid off yesterday. I'm hoping that the goddess of market will, let's say, make us profitable today also. But whatever you do today, hope it is profitable. Thank you for joining me.